Hey everyone, my name is Kay and I am a certified nutritionist, and here on Nutritherapy I talk about health and wellness, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, to be honest, mostly the bad and the ugly, but today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be more of an educational piece. So we're going to be talking about the difference between a food intolerance and a food allergy. Very often I see people confusing the two, using them interchangeably as if they are the same thing when they really are not. While both involve adverse reactions to certain foods, there are big differences between the two. The main difference between a food intolerance and food allergy is the immune system. A food intolerance occurs when a person has difficulty digesting a certain food. So, for example, someone who is lactose intolerant can't break down lactose, which is a sugar that's found in dairy products. Whereas a food allergy occurs when a person's immune system reacts to a food protein that it views as harmful and produces antibodies to fight it off.
Now to good health. If you have a food allergy, that of course can be a very serious problem.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Studies, though, show half of people who think they have a food allergy actually have a less dangerous intolerance. Dr. Frank McGeorge is here to explain how you can tell the difference here.
Well, Devin and Kimberly, a food intolerance, of course, is no fun either. Nausea, gas, bloating, cramping, and diarrhea, those are all common symptoms. But many of those symptoms can also occur with food allergies, making it hard for some people to tell the difference. The best hint, though, an allergy causes more than just intestinal problems.
Most people are unaware that the reactions that they're having to foods is an adverse reaction or an intolerance and not specifically a food allergy.
Often food intolerance comes from difficulties digesting the food. For example, the milk sensitivity that comes from lactose intolerance. Sometimes it's an additive or a toxin in the food that triggers the reaction. Telling the difference between an intolerance and a true allergy is important.
With a food allergy, you need or require immediate medical attention because some of the symptoms can be severe.
An allergy affects multiple body systems, causing combinations of symptoms like hives, itching, tingling in the mouth, swelling of the lips, face, tongue, and throat, and wheezing or nasal congestion. People can also experience trouble breathing, dizziness, lightheadedness or fainting, as well as abdominal pain, diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting.
There are about 8 foods that cause about 90% of all allergic reactions. And those are cow's milk, egg, tree nuts, peanuts, fish, shellfish, wheat, and soy.
Now, as to why some people have a food intolerance to a particular food, it could be due to a number of reasons. Either one, they may not have the right enzymes needed to digest a certain food. 2, they may have reactions to food additives or preservatives like MSG or artificial colors. Or lastly, it could be due to sensitivity to caffeine or other chemicals. As mentioned in the news clip, symptoms of a food allergy can be much more severe and even life-threatening. I am going to show a quick clip of what happens to the body when someone goes through an allergic reaction.
During an allergic reaction, the immune system responds to a normally harmless substance as if it were a threat. In some people, common foods such as milk, eggs, and peanuts can trigger such a reaction. So how does this work? If you have a food allergy, your immune system makes a type of antibody called immunoglobulin E, or IgE. This class of antibody binds to immune cells called mast cells and basophils that circulate throughout your body. When you are exposed to the food allergen, it attaches to the IgE antibodies. This binding signals the immune cells to release histamine and other chemicals that cause allergy symptoms, such as swelling of the lips, hives, and shortness of breath. Because mast cells and basophils rapidly release these chemicals, an allergic reaction typically occurs within 30 minutes after exposure. The most severe kind of reaction is called anaphylaxis, which can cause a sudden drop in blood pressure, trouble breathing, dizziness, and possibly death. People with food allergy and poorly controlled asthma are more susceptible to severe reactions. An anaphylactic episode must be treated with a hormone called epinephrine, which maintains blood pressure and opens up the airways. To deal with accidental exposure, people diagnosed with food allergy are prescribed a medical device called an autoinjector that delivers a single dose of epinephrine into the thigh muscle. Antihistamines alone are not an effective treatment for anaphylaxis. There is no cure for food allergy. The best way to manage the condition is to avoid the allergenic food.
And just to reiterate again, with regard to treatment, whether you have a food intolerance or food allergy, it's just best to avoid the allergen completely. So there you have it, a quick video about the differences between food intolerance and a food allergy. If you're ever in doubt, always consult with a healthcare professional for proper diagnosis. This brings us to the end of today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.